Even if you have never used this DGET function before, I just want you to give it a try and watch this video till the end, because I'm going to show you how this function, this DGET function, going to change the way you look up values. So make sure to watch this video till the end and make sure to subscribe to the channel. And now let's get started. All right, so I'm going to start with explaining the syntax and arguments of the DGET function and also using a simple example of lookup. So here what I want to use employee ID and I want to look up for the full name. Now here you can see that I have column names here: employee ID, full name, department, position, and employment status. Now when you're using DGET, these column names are really important. So let me enter the DGET function. And when I enter this function, I get 3 arguments to define. The first argument is database, the second is field, and third is criteria. In the first argument, I need to select the entire data that I have. So when I select this entire data, DGET function treat it as a database. Now, in the field argument, I need to define the name of the column from where I need the value. So instead of selecting the column, entire column, I just need to specify the name of the column. So here I need to get value from the full name column. So I will specify the name, full name, that I have in the cell H1. Now in the third argument, I need to specify a criteria. So criteria is something that I will use to look up that particular row from where I will get the full name. So here I need to specify 2 things. The first is name of the column where I want to look up, and second is the value that I want to look up for. So I'm going to select both in one go and close my function. So you can see here I have the database in the first argument, then name of the column from where I need the value, and then I have the criteria. And in the criteria, I have 2 things. The first is the name of the column, that is employee ID, and second is the actual employee ID that I want to use for the lookup. Now when I hit enter, I get the full name for this particular employee ID. Now, here's the beauty of DGET function. Now, if you want to change the lookup value, let's say you want to know the department instead of full name. So what I'll do, instead of changing anything in the function itself, I'm just going to change the name of the column that I want value from. And here I have the department ID. And if I want position, I'll enter position, I'll get the position of that particular employee ID. In this example, instead of using a simple VLOOKUP, we're going to use a reverse VLOOKUP. So let me show you. In this data, I have employee ID first and then I have full name. But now using the full name, I'm going to get employee ID. That means I'm going to use a column which is after the column from where I want to get the value. So here I have my small setup. So I'll enter DGET. And again, I'm going to select the database. That is my range. And in the second argument, I'll specify the name of the field. And that is in the column H5. Now, again, the criteria, full name and the name of the employee. And now I'm going to close the function. Let me see the employee ID of Mia Wood. So let me verify it. Here I have Mia and the employee ID is 50109CC0, and that is what I have got in the result. So while using DGET, it's easy to perform the reverse VLOOKUP. So even you're using DGET, it's not anything like you're using straight lookup or reverse lookups. You just need to change the name of the column here and get the value for you from the database. At this point, you know how to use DGET function and how this function is way more quicker than any other lookup function. But now let me make it more convenient for you. So instead of typing or adding this column name here manually, you can also create a drop down list here. So what you need to do is just need to select the cell and then press the keyboard shortcut Alt-A-V-V, and it will open the data validation dialog box, and from here you need to select the list and simply select the row where you have column names and then click OK. Now this gives me ability to change the name of the column just by using the drop down. So if I want to get department or if I want to get position, anything, I can change the column name and I can get the value from here really quickly. And now I'm going to extract an entire row of data from the table or the database that we have. So again, I'm going to get DGET here and I'm going to select my database, and field is the full name, and then I'm going to specify employee ID as a criteria. So I have employee ID, column name, and then the actual employee ID. And now I'm going to hit enter. Now, before I extend this formula to other cells to complete the row, I need to freeze the range here. So first of all, I'll freeze the database. So I'll press the key F4, and then I'm going to freeze the row as well. Then this criteria, and then this criteria range. And now when I extend this formula to the right side to complete the row, I get details for every column. So I have full name, department, position, and employment status. And the moment I change the employee ID, I get all the details for rest of 4 columns. All right, so when you're using DGET function, there is a chance that you will get an error. So let me show you some situations where you will get error in the result. So if you don't have the value, you don't have that value you're looking for. Let's say if I'm looking for this particular employee ID and this employee ID is not there in the database, in that case, I will get the value error in my result. And if I have the value in the database, but I don't have the name of the column from where I want to get the result, I will again get the value error. And if, let's say here my criteria is employee ID and the column employee ID and this ID itself, if I don't have the name of the column from where I want to look up for the value, I will again get the value error. And if I don't have the value to look up for, I will get a num error. So these are the few situations where you need to take care, and you can use if error function. Let's say if I'm using DGET here, I can use if error function here and specify a meaningful message. Let's say to actually get this value when there is an error or there is a problem with the value that I'm using within the formula. So if I remove, you can see I get this value instead of error.